Did you know that 90% of poor people will never get rich for only one reason: lack of financial education? Robert Kiyosaki, American investor, businessman, and author of financial books, is convinced that people are poor because they don't know how to manage money. To change this and start earning billions of dollars not by hard work, but by your own intelligence and knowledge, it is enough to stick to the basic financial rules. We have gathered for you Robert Kiyosaki's quotes, which are his main principles on how to achieve financial security. Learn them to pave your way to greater income, and one day you will top the list of multimillionaires. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. Robert Kiyosaki is certain that the knowledge people get in school is not enough to ensure a fulfilling, financially secure life. That is why he spends a lot of time educating himself, reading books, studying economics, keeping up with financial news, and staying on the alert. After all, the more you learn, the more opportunities you have. According to Robert, the most important subject of study for any person who wants to get rich is a financial report, because such a report is designed to keep track of all income and expenses. And these, in turn, play a crucial role in your personal financial status. By analyzing your income and expenses, you can quickly determine what your chances are of getting rich and in what time frame it can happen. The number one reason people fail is because they listen to their friends, family, and neighbors. We are used to consulting our family and friends, and this is logical because they usually wish us well without any ill intentions. But it is important to remember that loved ones see the world through their own prism, through their own life experience. Therefore, their advice may not always be relevant to your worldview, your values, and most importantly, your goals. This type of advice should only be followed if the person giving it has already achieved the success you are seeking. For example, if you want to have a successful business that brings in millions of dollars in revenue, you should find a person who already runs such a business and then listen carefully to what he says. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Right now, think of 5 people with whom you spend at least 1 hour a day. Most likely, these will be your family members and close friends. Kiyosaki believes that the influence of the people around us has a huge impact on us, on our moral, emotional, and even financial state. After all, people tend to group themselves according to their own interests. Those who are ambitious discuss ideas and opportunities that will help them achieve their goals, support each other, and help in any way they can. And people who have no aspirations for development mostly discuss the actions of others, their failures, and come to the conclusion that everything is a fraud and nothing will work out. The former tend to act for the sake of dreams. The latter tend to empty negative talk. Who do you think is more likely to be rich in a few years? The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. People with a poverty mindset believe that there is only one way to get rich. First, you have to do well in school and college. Then you have to get a job and devote as much time as possible to it so that you can get raises and become richer. Think about it. How many people around you who have followed this plan have managed to make at least $1 million? Robert Kiyosaki is against work in the usual sense. When you are in the role of an employee, receiving a salary, paying taxes, and hoping for government assistance. To truly become rich, according to Kiyosaki, you must become an entrepreneur, a person who takes care of his own condition, not relying on help from the outside world. In this case, the amount of your income and when it will increase does not depend on the boss's decision, but only on you. The more people you help, the more money you will earn. Helping others not only develops better moral qualities in you, but also affects your profits. From a scientific point of view, this is explained by the fact that people feel their duty to you when they receive help from you. And as a result, it is this feeling that motivates them to do good deeds, to support you, and to pay you back. Robert Kiyosaki is convinced that high earnings are directly related to the number of people you have helped at least once. A large number of grateful and well-disposed people can play an important role in your business. When you need moral or material support, you will know where to turn. Most likely, these people will not refuse you, and having such reliable support, no difficulties are terrible. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. a house, a yacht, a vacation on an island. All this is good, but only if you really want it. It often happens that a person strives all their life to earn money in order to reach the level of prestige that society dictates. And now they are rich, can afford to wear expensive brand clothes, live in a penthouse, and go on vacation to the beach every month. And it seems that he should be happy, but for some reason he does not feel it. This happens because people are not living their lives and fulfilling other people's desires while wasting their irreplaceable time. Therefore, it is extremely important to honestly turn to yourself and ask the question, do I really want this? Or are these desires imposed on me? Once you have found your true goals, you will be bolder and faster in taking steps toward them. Most of the time, life does not talk to you. It just kind of pushes you around. Every push is life saying, wake up, there's something I want you to learn. Robert Kiyosaki believes that every mistake and every failure happens for a reason. And no, it does not mean that there is something wrong with you or that you have chosen the wrong path. Everyone faces difficulties in life. Only some are afraid of them and try to avoid them in every possible way. Others, on the contrary, bravely face them and begin to take all necessary actions to resolve the situation. The first, every day more and more mired in problems, while the second, get rich, become more successful, confident in themselves and their abilities. Only those who do not develop do not make mistakes. Going through difficulties, we boost our skills, improve our strengths, and generally become better, which as a result brings more opportunities and, of course, money. I've learned to focus on what I can control, myself, and if things must change, I must change first. Circumstances often don't turn out the way we want them to, and sometimes even with the power of great desire, we cannot influence them. But we have a great ability to influence ourselves, our thoughts, and our choices. After all, most of the things we have or do not have today have appeared or not appeared in our lives only because of earlier choices. For example, if you take control of your health and decide to exercise at least 3 times a week, in a few months you will notice how much better you feel and how much more pleasant your reflection in the mirror has become. If you decide to make money and act every day to achieve your goal, one day you will wake up a millionaire. It is difficult to control yourself, but it is even more difficult to accept the negative consequences of uncontrolled behavior. First, invest in education. In reality, the only real asset you have is your mind, the most powerful tool we have. Education, in the conventional sense, is losing its relevance in the modern world. But among millionaires, investing in education has always been considered the best solution, because it has the power to change a person's destiny. Even the poorest of the poor, clinging to knowledge, found a way out of poverty thanks to the fact that a new, completely different world opened up before them. Before, they may not have even suspected that everyone could live in prosperity. Robert often criticizes school education. In his opinion, this knowledge cannot be put into practice. He encourages you to learn what you need to achieve your personal goals. Be sure to put all the knowledge you learn into practice. This is the only way to get real results, not fictitious ones. If you don't deal with fear and desire first and get rich, you will only be a highly paid slave. The desire for the best is inherent in every human being, but it can be very difficult to decide to change. It is difficult and scary for the brain to leave the comfort zone where everything is familiar and clear. But this is the only way to change what you are not satisfied with or to find what you dream of. To overcome fear, it is necessary to just want very much, as simple as that. When the desire to realize your goal becomes much stronger than the fear of action on the way to realize your dreams, then you will not be able to sit still. After all, a strong desire will constantly generate energy and motivation for action. Choose an activity in which you are madly interested, and then you will be able to get ahead of all those who are guided only by the prestige of the sphere. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. If you give 2 people the same amount of money, they will spend it in 2 very different ways. It's all about financial literacy. Poor people and rich people learn the basic patterns and behaviors from their families and environments. And if a person knows from childhood that money is earned to provide for his family, to buy a car and a house, The first thing he will do when he gets a large sum of money is to spend it on these basic needs. The rich have the same family attitudes, but they sound completely different. The most important financial rule they follow is always increase your money. In keeping with this rule, they do not spend but think about how to use money to get more. They know that if your pattern is to spend everything you get, an increase in money will most likely only result in an increase in spending. Too many people forget to mind their own business. They spend their lives minding someone else's business and making that person rich. How often do you say you don't have enough time for your hobby or to realize the idea you've been saving since 2021? Every day you deny yourself, you settle for something you will never succeed at. You can think about starting your own business for years, but will you benefit from your thoughts? You have to act, and act immediately, because time is the most important resource that cannot be replenished under any circumstances. Set aside at least 1 hour to implement your ideas. Stick to your plan and take regular small steps towards your goal. In 6 months, you will be surprised at the results you can achieve. The faster you can make a decision, the more likely you'll be able to seize opportunities before someone else does. Decisiveness is an extremely important skill that helps you act quickly and, most importantly, in a timely manner. People who find it difficult to make decisions lose many opportunities, including material ones. Fortunately, this is a skill that can be practiced. If you are prone to long hesitation, you need to start practicing decision-making in small ways. Every day, make quick, unquestioning decisions. Which road you're going to take today, which coffee shop you're going to go to, what you're going to order. Count backwards for 5 seconds and make your best choice. Your brain will get used to being able to quickly analyze your desires and act on them. When you move on to more meaningful endeavors, such as starting your own business, your trained determination will not allow you to hesitate for long. An important distinction is that rich people buy luxuries last, while the poor and middle class tend to buy luxuries first. People with financial intelligence are able to analyze their actions and think at least 3 steps ahead. They realize that buying an expensive diamond necklace or a new yacht will not increase their income but rather decrease it. This is because luxury goods are often liabilities, the category of goods that do not produce money. Buying a house to live in is also a liability since it does not produce income. But buying real estate to rent out is an asset because you get money every month to live in. The rich are guided by this scheme. And if you want to join their ranks, we recommend you to use a simple rule. Before every purchase, ask yourself the question, will it increase or decrease my income? We all have tremendous potential, and we are all blessed with gifts. Yet the one thing that holds us all back is some degree of self-doubt. Confidence is built in childhood, but not everyone is fortunate enough to grow up in a supportive and exceptionally nurturing society. That's why we're often afraid to do something even if we've been dreaming about it for years. Fortunately, there is a solution to this problem. You can't go back in time and change events or the people around you, but you can always change your future by doing what is best for you now. Belief in yourself is strengthened when you take action. So, if you have long dreamed of achieving professionalism in some endeavor, now is the time. You may not believe that you will succeed, but you must try, lest you regret the opportunities you have missed. People who avoid failure also avoid success. Whatever business you take on, you will probably not be successful right away. That's the way the world works. First, you are in the role of a student, then a practitioner. And only after many attempts that form experience, you will have the opportunity to achieve the highest level of success, to become a professional. Robert believes that every failure should teach you something. Therefore, it is important to perceive it correctly. Not to panic and get upset, but to analyze the situation, ask questions, draw conclusions, and most importantly, to act differently next time. This approach will eliminate all non-working options and allow you to find the working scheme, which will be the key to success. Remember, only by cutting away unnecessary pieces of marble can you create the perfect sculpture. I wanted to be free by the age of 40, but it took me until I was 47, with many learning experiences along the way. Like I said, I wish I could say it was easy. It wasn't. But it wasn't that hard. I've learned that without a strong reason or purpose, everything in life is hard. Purpose has great power only when it is your sincere desire. This power motivates you to give your all to the cause, and such productivity never goes unnoticed. You don't have to go to great lengths every day to achieve what you want. It is important to pay attention to the most ordinary but correct daily decisions. For example, if you want to start dealing with real estate, you will need to spend some time studying the basic processes of this activity and analyzing the market. You will have to devote time to it that you use to spend on other things, browsing social networks, watching entertainment shows, and so on. And here, you need to be ready to give up momentary pleasures in favor of a desirable future. And remember, the result is a consequence of your choice, and the choice depends only on you. I wish you every day to make the best choice of all available choices, so that one day your dream life becomes your reality. Share in the comments which Robert Kiyosaki quote you like the most and motivated you to achieve your financial goals. This is the Money Quotes channel. Subscribe and get rich with us.